What? That's
Zoo?
another. Mm-mm.
Kenneth Zoo
What's his name?
met as teenagers at LaGuardia High School in New York City, briefly dated, lost touch, and then reconnected in 2018, leading to their marriage in 2019.
Mm.
Major. Why is it Zoo? What a name.
Well, I guess that's his
Damn.
nickname.
That's the best he could do?
Tough.
God damn.
Times is hard.
Shit. And that's what got him in trouble.
Oh my lord.
That's what got his ass in trouble. Times is hard. He saw a feeling on people. Ain't dang that a bitch.
Listen, maybe he was blind and couldn't see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kevin, sure enough. But he could feel. Damn sure could feel. Let me see something. Let me share my screen with you. You feel like you
La nuit est belle et le public est prêt à profiter d'un match enflammé sur le coup. Mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue au cours Philippe Chatrier pour ce match du premier tour de Roland-Garros.
I haven't broadcast in a while.
Premier set. Campbell au service. Jouer.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of streamer of like, just like little snippets though, not like full on streams of like the Kai Sanat. I keep saying Sanat. And Sideshow Speed. They do have some
I
funny
think
content.
Speed is. I think Speed is cute. He's not bad looking. But how old is he?
I think he's 20, 21, something like that. 20 or
Okay.
21.
At least he got something going for himself.
Yeah, I was watching some of the little short videos that he did where, like, either when he was like scamming people or people scamming him, and the one where it's like the girl cheated on him, his girlfriend cheated on him, type of stuff. He was accused of cheating. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Or his mother. I watched some videos of that, like where his mother used to kind of like go up on him, snap on him, cuss him out. I'm like, oh, on screen. I'm like, yo. I'm like, because people like, you know, because people was kind of like, because they had a video of like his father saying, like, you know, kind of like leave the mom alone. She's a good mother, type of thing. She's a good person. You know, because of things that kind of like Speed was doing, right? Like yelling in the house at night. She's telling him to, you know, shut the F up and stuff. And, or it's like he's cursing. And he got like younger siblings in the house, so she would get upset about that as well. But I think some people are just like, I think it's not just that. I think it's like those moments where Speed was trying to be sincere, like where he'd be like, there's like videos of where he's like saying, "Mom, I love you." He called her like, "Mom, I love you," and she just hang the fuck up.
Oh my god.
I'm like, I said, that's probably what's really irritating people, is because they're like, you're trying to say she's a good person, but there's so much evidence kind of against her because it was streamed. And people clip all that stuff, you know what I mean? So, that's crazy.
Faute.
But he looked just like his father.
Oh, Speed?
Yeah, just like his father. They have the same face.
mène 2 jeux à 0.
And I like watching Kai's, because he got like a, it's not a secret channel, but
15 0.
because I mean, technically he did put it out there, so it's not really secret. But I like watching that one because it's about his like this transition period that he's having where he's not really streaming anymore, but he's working on his clothing brand.
Okay.
But the people, it's like, people are very vicious online. There are, like, so many people talking shit about them, like, for doing this, and, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, people are afraid to let people grow and figure
Mm-hmm.
things out. They want you to always be who they want you to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm like I used to say this to people, like, um, even to like Sean, I would say when he would talk about like, you know, the singer Aaliyah,
Mm-hmm.
and
15, 30.
you know, people online would always say, "Oh, she would be just as big as Beyonce. You know, if she was alive, Beyonce wouldn't be where she's at." And I would be like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that. I
15,
believe
40.
Beyonce would be exactly where she would still be where
Mm-hmm.
she is, because that has nothing to do with her own work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, as far as with Aaliyah, I said, for all you know, because remember, in those days, she was already going into, you know, being into an actress. She was acting in a lot of more movies at that point before she passed. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
so we see people like Jennifer Lopez or Queen Latifah who kind of
Mm-hmm.
transition. Like Queen Latifah kind of like, she fully transitioned out, right? She don't really perform like
Mm-hmm.
that. She'll do it
Mm-mm.
periodically, but it's very rare to
Mm-hmm.
see her really performing a full on concert type of thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone like J Lo, where she does both, right? She acts, but
Mm-hmm.
she still will put on concerts. I'm like, so you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how Aaliyah's career would have turned out. And then I said, on top of
Mm-mm.
that, the way y'all really get on the celebrities now when they try to do different things, I said y'all would have done the same thing to Aaliyah. That's no different.
Mm-hmm.
I said y'all only think like this because she's passed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you try to give her like the benefit of the doubt, and but I'm like, if she was alive, you would treat her just the same y'all treat any of these other celebrities. Y'all wouldn't spare her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So where's your album at? We don't like this song. We don't like this music.
Campbell
Make
mène
songs
2
like you
jeux
did
à
before.
1.
That's
Same
people
thing.
for you, though.
Hmm.
This is why I don't. I'm not gonna say. I'm not in the tabloids. I don't try to tell people to do this. Only time I say
0, 15.
something, like for instance, I never watch, give a fuck about Kanye West. Not saying I didn't like him, but I never never paid attention to this. But then when he started doing all this shit with Trump, I said, what the fuck is he doing?
15, bateau.
And then people gonna saying, oh, he not right. He going through something. I said, please, I'm tired of people talking about this person going through something, that person going through something when they start doing some stupid shit. Stop saying, just stop using that as a front. I don't
30,
believe
15.
shit. We all going through something. Shit. If not the one of the person with the most fucked up fans is Nicki Minaj. The most. Her fans was follow her to hell and back.
Well, once you go to hell, you ain't coming back.
Well, maybe the devil feels sorry for some of the fans and let them go.
Yeah, I think that's
And
kind of sad.
it
Because it's
is.
like they worship some of these
Mm-hmm.
celebrities.
Mm-hmm. Listen, you might be in the limelight, but your life ain't no better than mine. You might have more money than me, but your life ain't no better than mine. Shit. That's what get me. You ain't got you struggling, but you can spend $250 to sit in the front row seat with some shit you just got on from my thrift store and you act like you $1 million and ain't none of your bills paid.
They say most people live paycheck to paycheck. So that'll tell you a story right there.
It ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't you. But these most people, what are they doing with their money?
15, 0.
I guess that depends on their situation.
30, 0.
Fuck paycheck to paycheck. They living from situation to situation. Shit.
I just don't get how when people are doing that. Like, how are you going out every weekend? And some of y'all going out every damn day. And then they work at Burger King at that. It's like, like we make more money than that. And we don't even feel the need to do all that. And I don't want to say feel the need, but it's just like it wouldn't even financially make sense. But somehow they able to make it work. Baby need formula. But they at the club.
Baby need Pampers. They getting their hair done.
And that's crazy. Like when you see like celebrities on child support. Those payments be insane.
But that's what that's what this generation want to be. They looking to be the next Cardi B. These young girls, 16, and some of them is 89, shaking their ass. 8-year-old boy can't even tie his fucking shoes. Don't even know 1, 2, 3. But he rapping, talk about what he'll do to somebody's mother, or what he'll go in the room and do to somebody's little daughter. I said, what the fuck is this? I don't get that. And the parents think that shit is fun. Like the video with the this came out some time ago. It was a bunch of kids sitting in the room and there was a stripper in there. Who was that rapper that got a stripper for his son's birthday or something? Who was that? Who the fuck was that?
Was that Boosie?
Was it?
I don't know.
Maybe it was. I think it was, Kevin. I think it was.
Yeah, it's like people need to hold people like that accountable. I'm sorry, that's not right.
But they don't. They grow up and tell their kids that's what they want to do. Instead of your kids wanting to be a lawyer or a doctor, and not even that, maybe grow up and get a decent, a nice job or something. They tell their kid, oh yeah, you was born in the royalty. Fuck was somebody born in the royalty? You driving around with 30-inch rims on your fucking car and on child support. How the fuck was you born in the royalty? Make that shit make sense. But that's who these kids grow up to inspire to be. And then when they do something, you got some parents would be like, okay, yeah, it's time for you to stop. Some parents, they encourage their kid to do it. They think it's funny. Oh yeah, I didn't have this when I was growing up. And anything my child wants, I'm gonna get it for him. Little motherfucker, you buy him a gun and go and shoot up the school, then guess what? Your ass in jail, and if he ain't dead, he is too. I don't understand that shit.
40, 15.
I never wanted to stand on no corner and sell drugs when I was coming up. I didn't want to do that. That wasn't interesting to me.
But I think it depends on the environment, though, at the same time, right? Because if you grow up and that's all you know to do, then you become subject to your environment. Because,
that is true.
You around all you know is drug dealers coming in out your house. They probably gonna aspire to be like them because they getting paid, they get money, they work when they want to work. People come to them or they go to them, you know what I mean? So they know, oh, this is fast money, this is easy money. I might go to jail every once in a while, but I might not. I might not get caught, So I think it really depends.
True. And then you can have some people grow up in a good home. They still turn out to be the biggest drug dealers you ever seen. You can grow up being a fucked up home.
Mesdames et messieurs,
and you make it for yourself. You make it.
That's where a lot of successful people come from. Fuck the home.
Campbell au service. Jouez.
See, it was once upon a time that me and Ibn was almost gonna go to dice with what you and Ken went through. But Moo was there. Kim was there. People was there. Now, some of these situations, Kevin, nobody is there. The grandmother passed on. The aunts live on the other side of the world, if not the other side of the United States. The uncles is, the health is failing. Like, you got no other, you got no other choice. And it's sad. Because as I tell people, kids don't ask to be here. They don't ask to be here.
Sure
That's
don't.
people for you. That is people for you. They will do all they can. Try to get up in somebody's drawers, but they don't want to get out there and work.
Oh.
And then you know what bothered me too when people talk about, oh, you had it good coming up. I'm not gonna say I had it good, but I was able to make it. Like people kill me. They try to make it seem like your life is so much better than theirs in a negative way.
I mean, the only way I say if someone said they had it good, like, okay, yeah, if I'm talking to a child of a multimillionaire, like, you know what I mean? And they were getting all they wanted, you know, then I would say, okay, you lived a good life. You had better opportunities, for sure. That's just a given. But at the same time, I'm sure that's what their parents worked for. That's the whole point. They want to be successful so they can make it easy for themselves, and if they have children, they want it to be, who wouldn't want, or, well, I'm not going to say who wouldn't, because there's plenty of parents who don't give a damn. But good parents are going to want the best for their children, and they're going to want them to have, like I said, those things that they didn't have. But you still want to be able to teach your children discipline and what it's, and I think you should always show your children what it's like to not have.
No, I was saying somebody like that's bad as shit and don't never work. You look at somebody like me and you, oh, y'all had it good. You don't know our life. That kind of people, they see us getting up, going to work every day, and we able to go out and shop and do things, and then look at us and tell us, oh, y'all had it good.
First of all, looks can be deceiving, and they mostly they are. Mostly they are, and especially on social media. Especially if you're looking on social media, because that's where a lot of people are looking. They're looking at everybody else through social media. And I can tell you so many people that literally they'll be flaunting, flexing, oh, I'm living a good life. And they're posting that, all that on there. I'm living a good life. I'm relaxing. I'm on vacation. I went to go see Nicki Minaj. All this dumb shit. And then on Saturday, they crying. Because their life is really miserable. They ain't got no real damn friends.
Fucking car finna get repossessed. And be the ones. They ain't got nothing in their refrigerator to eat. They like they make it to where it look like they got lights on in their house and they're using the fucking filter.
The fuck?
You in your house cold as hell, shivering. When people ask you, oh, it's every time we look at your thing, we got on a jacket. Oh yeah, I like this. I just bought this, and you know you lying. You know you fucking lying. You only show the top because the bottom of it got holes and shit in it. And are we making fun of people? No, but don't make it seem like you better than somebody else. If you're going through hard times, nobody ain't gonna make fun of you. But just be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Because you trying to put on all that shit, you ain't putting on you shit. You putting off because the way you acting.
How do you, have you ever heard people say, like, I don't know if you ever seen videos like of mainly women who'll be like, don't come to Atlanta, don't move to Atlanta, or if your man wants to come to Atlanta, you know, he's probably gay.
I
You
don't
know,
see that.
don't
Yeah.
move to Atlanta because
Mm-hmm.
everybody gay down there, or your man's probably gonna be bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
Like that type of stuff, like really pisses me off because I'm like, you know, there's gonna be straight men out here, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And if your man is bisexual, what's wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that. Like, I know even for me, just growing up, like attraction to girls, 100%. You know, I wanted
Mm-hmm.
this one girl for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Never got her, right? Because I was just too
Mm-hmm.
nervous
Mm-hmm.
at the time. And that was like fifth grade anyway. Like, it was like the first
Mm-hmm.
elementary school. But at the same time, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I had my opportunity. When I look back at it, I'm like, that was my opportunity to really get her. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because she was into me. I knew she was. But I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
have the confidence back then. I was just a super shy kid. Just, okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that's what I
Shit.
be saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And
Mm.
I'm like, okay, so,
Premier service.
and then I think after her, I probably liked only one other girl,
Mm-hmm.
really, and that was kind of really it. Like, I was just like
Mm-hmm.
super, super picky, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm just like, for one thing, like, you know, people's sexuality can change, it can alter,
Mm-hmm.
it can evolve with time.
Campbell mène un jeu à
Mm-hmm.
0.
You
Deuxième
know what I mean?
set.
With time. And I say to myself, like, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I'm like, I don't really have the most masculine voice, like
Mm-hmm.
speaking voice,
Mm-hmm.
and I
15
know
0.
that though, and I'm okay with that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not an
I was.
insecurity of mine at
Mm-hmm.
all. I've
Mm-hmm.
had girls that are into me. I've had girls that tell me they're into me
Mm-hmm.
as I am.
Yep.
30
Because
0.
why try to be somebody else when you know you're not that person?
Hmm. They try to come at like, do you ever hear people talk about Michael Jackson's voice? Oh, he a gay man.
40 0.
They don't never say that. They never say that. No one ever, even though we know he talked like how Janet Jackson talked, well, they all kind of talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, it's Michael Jackson. Hi. You know, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he always was speaking in that high voice. And they're like, oh yeah, well, he had a deep voice, but it's still, because I feel like if someone used that voice today and they were talking, most people would be like, he's gay,
40
he's
15.
zesty,
Mm-hmm.
all that type of shit, whatever. But when
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to this guy, I think he said he's in his 40s,
Mm-hmm.
um, or yeah, I think his 40s or maybe his 50s, I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
he played
40
Simba
30.
in The Lion King in like the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And even as an adult, he has a very high pitched voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's very young sounding, like he sounds like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's people I'm sure that's like, he probably, this first time they hear him, they probably like thinking this man's gay, but he's clearly a straight man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? He's telling you he has the girlfriends and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And not that it's anyone's business,
No.
but it's like, you know, that's why I don't really understand when they be talking about like, well, the straight girls we talk about like Atlanta and the
Mm-hmm.
guys, and I'm like, either you're scared your man is gonna cheat on you because he's a cheater. If he's a cheater, he's
Mm-hmm.
just a cheater. That has nothing to do with him doing anything. If you're
Mm-hmm.
someone that's not a cheater, then you're just someone that's not a cheater. You could put him in a room with
Mm-hmm.
100 different girls.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't cheat on
Exactly.
you.
And the thing is too, a lot of they say a lot of straight females they like they were I've seen not
Avantage
seen but heard
finlandaise.
a lot of straight females love gay porn. That's something they don't talk about, but it's the truth. It is the truth. So it's interesting that you telling me this. Like, is that something
Finlandaise.
that they
Un jeu
hope
partout.
that they man is gay, so they came out with this shit?
I think it's like I think it's an insecurity thing in relationships. I think it's something about being secure. Like I think like most people,
0-15.
I think like they might see their man doing something that makes them feel like, is he? Is he? Like, you know what I mean? So they start questioning. And then now they want to really find out. So then they start going down these they go online, search something up, then they end up in a rabbit hole. And then now it's like any little thing the man does is suspect. Now they become Inspector Gadget when they going on dates because they trying to figure out, okay, what he looking at, what's in his phone, what's the word choices he used, how does he treat me, you know, in public, how does he treat his guy. I seen one girl talking about something. Oh, he always with the guys. Yeah, they probably like him. His friends probably like him. The fuck? I'm like, yo, these are some insecure motherfuckers out here. I'm like, damn.
Didn't be the one. Didn't be the one. And 9 times out of 10, they probably had a good relationship, but they let their friends get in their head. You ever see why he always wearing them leather pants? Why he always going to the gym at night? I can only imagine the shit that they be saying.
Yeah. That's it.
Never been in a relationship. Now you ain't in one because your man is like, you know what, you hanging out with so and so too much. I don't want to be with you no more. Now you done been this man's girlfriend for years. The family loves him. Everybody likes him. And now he don't want nothing else. He don't want nothing to do with you.
And he shouldn't. And he definitely shouldn't. Let's see, Brett in the chat says, oh yeah, a lot of females love the category. This is okay. They love the gay category. Okay.
Yeah, I just said that. I just said that, Brett. And some X-rated stuff, but they probably would take us down if I say it again.
Silence, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, and I've definitely, you know, met some girls that say that openly. Like, yeah, they do like watching two men on adult videos and stuff, like whatever. But I think it's more so when it comes to that stuff, it's more so.
Campbell mène 2 jeux à 1.
Yeah, it's a fetish, and and I feel like girls like that normally are the ones that are probably dominant in the bedroom, or they like doing stuff like that in the bedroom. But I think when it comes to the toxicity of the certain women like that have those insecurities, I think it's just. I just think those are the girls. First of all, they don't need to be in any relationship because you have trust issues. You have severe trust issues. And one girl was online. She was like, you know, I think a lot of men are bisexual. That's what she said. She just felt like, she just said, I feel like a lot of men. She was like, so if I go into it with that mindset that basically, if I'm talking to someone, they might be bisexual, then it really kind of doesn't surprise you at that point. Because honestly, because they did a survey. They showed a survey on TikTok. This guy was saying how basically this next generation after us, they're way more open to being bisexual. There's a lot more bisexual people in this next generation.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more gay people in the next generation too.
Yeah.
So they was like, you know, you're gonna have to open up your horizons if you want to be dating in these next, especially people gonna be younger than us. But it's like you gotta kind of be open-minded because that's just all you're gonna have. You know, Brett, how old are you? As he said, no, most men are not bi, at least not my age group. So I want to see what's his age group.
Brett is our #1 fan, our #1 follower. He always watches us. Now he wait for us to get on.
No, yeah, he's very consistent. Amazing. So Brett's 26.
Oh, okay.
I think that is the next generation though. Yeah, because I think that's after, because that's not millennials cut off in '96.
I don't know
That's the
when the
cutoff.
fuck
So
they cut off.
97 is that next generation.
Mm-hmm.
So once you hit 97, so that's the generation. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was. I would have to go check. I would have to go check that video on TikTok, but I
Mm-hmm.
believe that's the video that he was saying. Now, if it ain't that generation, then it would have to be a generation directly after
Mm-hmm.
that one. But there was, like I said, but he said, but I know he said that there was, like, he was showing a chart, and it was like it was a major jump in
Mm-hmm.
bisexual men. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. Like, yeah, I mean, like, see, all that Gen Z, Gen Alpha, see, that's us, that all that shit be confusing. They need to
There's a
just,
lot of like I was just gonna say Gen Z, Gen Alpha, then there's baby boomers. There, I want to. I'm not like into it. It's interesting. There's a lot of generations out there. Like I wonder what the fucking what gener like there's so many. I want to know them all. And then how do they come up with these names?
well, baby boomers because of, like, when they came back from the wars.
And what the
Shit,
fuck was the generation before that?
don't ask me that. I have no idea. Damn it! I don't think I saved that damn video with the damn chart.
I can't see. That's why I like YouTube. Cause I come across stuff like that on YouTube. Like I said, like I tell anybody, YouTube is my favorite type of social media. I love YouTube. I I got Instagram just to like to look at funny videos. All my social media is meant for something.
Yeah.
Like shit. Twitter, of course, Twitter is for porn. I don't get on Twitter to look at shit. That's why I get on Twitter. And Facebook is, hmm, I don't know. Ibn was the one that told me I should get Facebook. Facebook, I had YouTube the longest. I don't got TikTok and all that other shit. I don't have that. Um, YouTube is everything. Like you can learn on YouTube. You can watch the stuff that you like. Like YouTube, if they was to get rid of all other social media, go ahead. Just let me keep YouTube. Shit.
Yeah, YouTube's gonna be where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so this one on Reddit, they have a chart too. In every generation, starting with the
Mm-hmm.
silent generation, is before being baby boomers. Silent generation, they only have LGBT as 1.7%, baby
Mm-hmm.
boomers 2.7, 3.3 after that, millennials
Mm-hmm.
11.2, and then this Generation Z 19.7. And it's only going up. If you notice that, it's
Mm-hmm.
always going up. So every generation, and they say most of that LGBT thing is mainly the
Mm-hmm.
bisexual category, because most
No.
people, they want to have now, they want to have that freedom of being able to say, you know what, I might like her, but then I
C'était
might
une
like him
magnifique
too.
soirée et
You know
le
what I mean?
public
So
est prêt
I
à
want to be able to
profiter d'un
say,
match
because I
enflammé
think
sur le
what I
court.
really think this is really come
Mesdames
down
et
to is almost
messieurs,
like that pansexual
merci
thing.
d'être ici. Au
People
cours
just want to
Philippe
know that they have a
Chatrier pour
connection
les
with
quarts de
you,
finale de
and they're
Roland
willing to
Mm-hmm.
give you
Garros.
a chance. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just like we still
Premier
have
set.
people of the old
Campbell au
guard,
service. Jouer.
Mm-hmm.
which is like our
Well, it was
generation.
mine. Oh no, no.
Yeah,
Oh well, we're not us.
yeah,
We're
not
not.
us, but it's our generation too. It is our generation that's
Yeah.
still in
Yeah.
that, that
Mm-hmm.
mindset. It's really the next generations that are way more open, because I think
Mm-hmm.
people want to be loved, and they want to feel love, and they're willing to have experience the love from anybody that's willing to give it to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really fault them for that either. Like, 'cause I
No.
mean, like, there's a lot of rude motherfuckers out here. There's a lot of people that don't have your best
Oh
interests
yeah.
at heart. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
good-hearted people,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just like,
Yeah.
listen, if we can make this work, we're gonna make this um, work.
Mm-hmm. like the thing is, what is so messed up is people don't respect people for who they are.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like I said before,
30-0.
like your mom, my grandmother, Kim, they never, they didn't try to tell us, oh, you going to hell, you can't. I hate people like that. Like, and I'm tired of people, oh, they just set in their ways. No, they're not setting their ways. They mean and nasty as hell. Let's just keep that straight.
That people like that are very far from those generations, though. So that's not the majority. She's the very minority of that. That's like 0.1 or 0.01, I should say, percent of that type of generation. Like that's just not gonna be what it's gonna be. And most times, people like that, they kind of like stayed silent because like you would know these things. Like I remember Beyonce's mom talking about their Uncle Johnny, right? And they're like, yeah, we knew he was this feminine. Well, obviously, he was a very feminine guy. You know what I mean? So there's like clear signs, and it's just like you just don't really say, oh, he's gay. Like you just don't say that during those time periods. But my thing, this is what I tell people. I say, everyone's not going to be straight, right? Let's just put it this. Let's just put it like this. Everyone's not going to be straight. So look, let's just say, because I think people have a misconception about the gays, that every gay guy wants to wear purses and nails and be all like that type of stuff, and they're gonna talk feminine. They want to be a girl and all that stuff, and that's not the case. That's why you can have straight. No. There are straight feminine men.
Yeah.
There are straight feminine men, and there are masculine gay men. Right?
Oh, yeah.
You would get confused, you know what I mean? You would get confused with each one because you're not, because you're going by the surface level. But they'll tell you, and they'll even like have the girl and all that stuff, and they're not wearing nails and the purse and all that either, and they might still just talk feminine or whatever. And it's just like you cannot put that all together and just be like, oh, he's just gay or he's just straight. That's why it's like sexuality is so fluid. Like, you know what I mean? That you have to really, you do have to be open-minded. You really just have to. What nobody say. You have to. Science, they be trying to, everything's a science. Everything's a science. Science. Some things is not scientific. It's just how you feel.
Yeah, and I hate when people be like, oh well, they confused and they just need help. How the fuck you gonna tell somebody they need help because that's who they is? Like, come on. Was you confused when you gave all that money to your pastor? No, you wasn't.
Oh Lord.
Shit. Like that shit right there bothered me, and I'm not gonna even say it's all like it's because as we know times change. I'm not gonna even say it's somebody. It's always somebody in the church. Them bitches is still in there doing it, but it's not always somebody in the church. It could be somebody you least expect talking like that.
Yeah,
you least expect it. Shit.
Yeah. And this is why, like, if I feel like this, and someone was saying this on TikTok too, they was like, if the bisexual men were able to be themselves, right, you wouldn't have all this down low shit. People trying to be in the closet, they with the girl in the daytime, but at nighttime they with the man, right? If you allowed them to just be open, then you would know what it is. It's because society is judging them so harshly that they rather just lie about it. They just lie. Like, you know what I mean? Because they don't want any negative attention.
Yeah, they don't want to be treated, disrespectfully either.
Yeah, exactly. And then they, because in one breath they're saying, and this answers your question, Brett, on in today's world, why can't they be bisexual? Because of this, because of the stigma around it, because people are judging them. Even though they'll tell them, oh, just be who you are, just come out the closet, just let us know so we can make a decision. But then at the same time, they're also the same people online that's talking about this at maggot, the word they're onto maggot, this maggot that, with the F word, just with an F where the M is, and they'll tell this, and this man could be very masculine. And the only way he might possibly get a pass is if he's cute. If he's considered cute, they could possibly give the person a pass. Like, I just saw a girl say that online too, how she pegged somebody. I said, what the fuck? She pegged this guy. She's not even into that, but because he was masculine presenting and he was masculine, he said they was having a good conversation, whatever. She was into him, he was into her. He told her, I'm bisexual. She said, okay. She didn't really know kind of what to say, but she was like, I don't think I really have a problem with it. And then one day he was asking her about sex, and so they started having a conversation, and she was like, yeah, I think we can do it. So she was like, okay, well, let me just see your chart. When you go get tested, you get the chart. And so he didn't have no problem doing it. They shared charts. He didn't have nothing. She didn't have anything. And then, so they're like, okay, she feel comfortable. But then he was like, can you peg me? I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I don't want to sound judgmental either, though. But that's what he into. I'm just gonna say it like that. That's what he into. But so she was kind of like, I guess, like, stunned, but I don't know. It was just like, I think she was kind of like lost for words. But she ended up doing it, though. Let's just put it that way. She did end up doing it. And she said she had a good time doing it, but she said she would never do it again.
Okay.
But I'm just like,
did she still continue to be friends with him or whatever?
She didn't say, but from my assumption, I would assume she did not, because I don't really see the point. I don't really see the point of you actually continuing to be friends after that, to be honest. So Brett says, compared to my dad's generation, they have a lot less to worry about. I mean, yeah, that is true. It is true.
I agree with him.
It still carries a lot of weight still today, right? Even though there's barriers being broken down, it's still taboo in a sense, right? Where people are still not comfortable 100%, because you can still be mistreated, talked about, and especially even like let's say for instance, like celebrities, right? That's why you have so many celebrities in the closet. You really think there's not really that many gay people in the NFL or the NBA?
Oh yeah.
All these male sports. I'm telling you this. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more. There's a lot more than what these people. There's so many. Like, if people would put together some of these videos that they have on these athletes that be going behind the scenes and meeting up with men on camera, but they faces be cut out.
Oh,
You'd be surprised. And that's just the ones on camera. I'm pretty sure most of them are smart enough not to even want to be on camera at all. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to out that shit. And most times, like I said, you wouldn't be able to tell that the person is into men. You just wouldn't. He said, where I begin to get weird is when it gets to the T of the Rainbow Coalition. Like, okay, there's, I'm not going to say I agree with everything. I don't, but I do agree with allowing people to be who they are, or who they feel they are, right? And I, personally, as a believer, there's things I question still, but as a believer of, like, Jesus, for me, I think it's not really no one's place to tell anyone who they should be or how they should feel, because we're all having a human experience, and a part of that means that, first of all, everyone's life is like a fingerprint. Everyone's life is different. Everyone experiences different. You can live in the same household with someone for 20 years and your life experience will be different. Under the same two parents,
Mm-hmm.
your life experience is still different. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. So my thing is, I used to kind of have a very one of those type of outlooks like when it comes to them, the
Jeu,
T,
Campbell.
leave me
Campbell
out of it.
mène
You know
2
what I mean?
jeux à
Because
0.
back in the day, I remember, I had some friends, they wanted to do like a little chat thing on YouTube, and they wanted to bring me in specifically on that topic, the T, because I had such, like, I was something, shit ain't right, and, you know, um, I don't know who they think they is. Like, I mean, I was really sounding off on them. Like, I was really kind of like going off on them. And so they really wanted to record it and put it out there. And I'm glad we never did, honestly, because that shit would probably, if that shit ever went viral, y'all, I'll probably be hearing that shit to this day. Like, he's a toxic ass motherfucker, like, you know what I mean? So, but my views have changed to the point where I'm just like I said, you gotta allow people to be who they are. I can't determine your experience and who you believe you are and all that. Because honestly, if I really believe in God, let's say, I believe in Jesus. If I really believe in God, then I should not worry about that stuff. Why? Because if God wants you to change, then God will change you. If you are open to that, but you also gotta be open to it at the same time, right? But if God wants to change you, then God will. But if God doesn't want to, then He don't have to. And that's what I tell people, even with drug addicts, because that's more easier to talk about, or I guess and compare. Is like, let's say for instance someone's on drugs for 20 years. If God is saying it will have to take them 25 years and then He'll deliver you, then guess what? They got to wait 25 years until God is going to deliver them. They're just going to be that. If God says I'm not going to deliver this person, they're just going to die as a drug addict, because maybe in God's grand scheme of things, God says, if I set them free during their lifetime, they'll forget about me. So I'm going to keep them on drugs so that they continue to pray and, ask for forgiveness and walk closely with me. Because everyone's not going to be in the church. You got to also understand that. Everyone's not going to church. You know what I mean? Um, so it's like that's how I look at it. It ain't my decision. It ain't my choice. And God, and think about it. God has blessed some of these people too. God has blessed people that are the T, the L, the G, the B, all of that.
And that's the thing. People don't want this person, them type of people to be blessed. They only want to be blessed so they can have a super yacht and fly around the world and shit. Wear expensive clothes. That's the kind
Yeah.
of blessing they want. And it's okay if you ask God to, bless your finances. That's a good thing. But don't be acting to bless them for it in the wrong way.
Mm.
Because your ass is just like Donald Trump, bankrupt. Everything you touch fail.
Yeah. So Brett says before they go under basically surgery, the T,
Mm.
um, they should seek help. So let me see. Let me make sure I read that right. Hold on, because I was doing something. I personally feel they should seek help and really do some soul searching before going under the scalpel.
He probably mean, is that what they really want to do?
Yeah. Um, Now I'll tell you how I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you how I would do it. I would, like, if my child, like if a child came to me, like, okay, I don't want to use anyone's child, so let me just say if my own child came to me and was like, Dad, I think I'm the T. Let's say the T.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, from my understanding, they do not perform any surgeries for children. But
No.
if they were an adult, so like 18, 19, whatever, if they're going to go
Mm-hmm.
through with this, I would say, okay, do me a favor first before we go this far. Let's Now I would take you into a, like, some type of like prophet of the Lord, and I would say, hey, listen, my son is thinking about doing this, which I know God would intervene because I'm going to the Lord about it. So my thing is, if I take them to the prophet of the Lord should be, if the prophet of the Lord is a true prophet of God, they should be able to declare what the Lord is saying for my child, to me, and to this child. Well, not the child, but they're 18, but they're my child. They should be able to declare what God wants for them, and they should be able to alter what's happening. So that's why I tell people, like, if you're in that type of situation, you know what I mean. Even if you feel like, if you feel like your child, they say they're gay, and you feel like you feel like deep in your heart, my child's not gay. Not that you're homophobic and you don't want your child to be gay. That's totally different. Okay. But if you really feel like in your heart of hearts, like God is telling you, no, my child is not gay. Maybe maybe his friends are, and that's okay because you might just have gay friends. You know what I mean? That's okay too. Just because you have gay friends doesn't make you gay.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So, but so my thing is, I would just take them to, like, personally, I would take them for profit, but I would say if you can find someone who has really the power of God in them, because they should be, because if they're not supposed to be gay, then the power of God should speak for itself and should deliver the child. If they are going to be gay, then they're just going to be gay. Like, there's just nothing you're going to be able to do about that, because, like I said, if God is saying that I'm going to allow this person to walk in this life, then that's what God says. That's it. The end. And it's not your problem. Like, I don't know why people make this a bigger deal than what it has to be. It's not. There's so many, like, people don't have an issue when the gay man is doing the fucking first lady's hair. When the you know how many gospel songs are written by gay men? You know how many gospel singers are gay men? You see Donnie McClurkin right now in the news from the allegations of him with his assistant. And they talking about how he was touching on this man, as allegedly he was touching on this man, going into his hotel room, and all that. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much we don't even know. A lot of this stuff, I'm telling you, there's a lot more bisexual men in this world for real that are the older generation too. That are the older generation, because that's why you have people like going to Epstein Island, and it's not just about the children, but it's also about them touching on other men touching on men. A lot of them do that. A lot of them do that. They just don't profess that stuff out loud, and they're not going to, because they know it can possibly hurt their image. Now, in today's time, it's a little different. You know what I mean? It's a little different, though. It is a little different in today's time, because it's not as harsh. Like, we just saw a openly gay singer win a Grammy 2026. That Bernard guy is openly gay, clear as day, has his feminine ways, and he just won a damn Grammy on national damn TV. Not on the one where it's not broadcasted, on the one where it is broadcasted, the main stage. So it's getting there, because I think people are starting to realize that, first of all, gay people are not going anywhere, and number two, they're everywhere. They're fashion stylists. If someone is doing your hair and they're a man, they're most likely gay. 9 times out of 10 they're gay. If they're styling you, 9 times out of 10 they're gay. If they're singing in church choir, 9 times out of 10 they're gay. Not all the time, but 9 times out of 10 they really are gay. Well, I would say this: if they're the best singer in that damn church choir, they probably are. They probably are. If they're the choir director, they probably are. But it's just like they can't say that because they know they're gonna get kicked out of the damn church. You know. I feel like my personal experience is my experience, because I feel like God didn't want me to be, like, judgmental. When I started thinking about it, I think God did not want me. I think I probably would have been one of those people that would have been like, just like I used to be, like, with the T. Like, I feel like I probably would have been like that against the whole damn alphabet.
And as I said, the thing is with people, if they see something wrong with it, then you commit the sin. But then the same damn people going around beating their wife. The same people. So you can't talk about me, but I damn sure can say some things about you. And is it sad? Yeah, it
beating
is.
your wife's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched the video, of a judge sentencing this guy who had a disabled daughter, and she was like bound to like a wheelchair, and she couldn't speak. And he stabbed her in the neck.
Oh my God.
He killed the mother in front of her, and
What?
then stabbed her in the damn neck. And she couldn't even scream for help. And the little brother was right there watching it. And he said all she did was, she said just tears just came down her eyes, down her face,
Oh my God.
as she watched her own biological father stab her in the neck.
Mm-mm. That's
C'est une magnifique soirée et le public est prêt à profiter d'un match enflammé sur le court.
Premier set. Campbell au service.
Wow.
Jouer.
Because back in the day, they used to even believe that if you was born with a disability, it was some type of sin.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
15-0.
My thing is, why would you do that to something? Why would you believe something like that?
30-0.
That's ridiculous.
40-0.
And I bet you them the same people that's Christian crusaders and all that shit they call themselves.
It's just horrible. It's just really, it's sad. But I feel like God honestly gives everyone, like I said, a fingerprint of a life. And with that, it's supposed to show us that even with all these differences, God can still be God to anyone. And God is God to everyone, regardless of if you believe it or not. Don't really matter. But my thing is just, I think it's to show you, like, yeah, we're all effed up in some way. Everyone is. Everyone is. Like, if you can say, oh, this person is this, then I guarantee you can say, I am this. I've done this. No one's going to be perfect. You all fall short. You all fall short. So the fact that you can judge someone else is actually terrible. You shouldn't judge nobody.
But people do it, though.
Yeah. People do it.
And it's kind of sad because a lot of the ones that do it is the ones that's in the church.
Yeah. Yep. Then that's why you see so many people now being blessed outside the church. If you notice, if you pay attention, a lot of people now that's being blessed, they don't even go to church. If you notice that, they're not going to a physical church building. It's because, you know why? God is showing people, I can reach you outside of the church. And when the church is being effed up, when these pastors are out here condemning people, which they should not be doing, that's not what God wants, because all you're doing is scaring people away from God. You're scaring them away from God. That's why they becoming Muslims and Buddhists, monks, and all that shit. I mean, nothing against y'all, but I'm just saying that doesn't help Christianity or followers of Jesus. It doesn't help when you out here spewing hate. Who the hell wants to hear that? Nobody wants to hear that. No one's gonna listen to that. Jesus wasn't down here telling you go to fucking hell. You going to hell. Your man, you going to fucking hell. No.
And then the thing is too, you got Christians that is against other religions. You're supposed to respect people for whatever they choose.
Yeah.
All religions are supposed to respect one another. You got the fucking Jews killing. I don't want to say killing, but not respecting Muslims. Like that's disrespectful too. That's so disrespectful. You don't treat people like that because they worship a different God than you, or they pray differently than you. That's something you don't do. Everybody have a right to worship who they want to worship.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do. You do have a right.
And the thing is, like people say, you don't have to worship my God. I don't have to worship your Buddha. I don't have to worship I don't have to read her Quran, but at the same token, you have to treat people with respect. You have to respect everyone's religion. That's just like, oh, if I'm eating pork, this person eating fish, somebody over there eating steak, and somebody else is eating seafood. Oh, well, I did say seafood. Well, you know, oh, I'm going to stab him in the neck because he's eating fish, and I know pork tastes better. Well, who the fuck does that? Like, that makes no sense. But then you'll turn around and ask me for my help.
That part.
Then you'll turn around and ask me for my help right before you know you finna kill me.
Like if your doctor was a gay man, would you tell them, don't work on me? I need open heart surgery right now. The only doctor available in the hospital is a gay doctor. Gay man. Are you going to tell him, oh no, I'll wait for the straight one. I'll wait for the straight guy to come in 12 hours? Yeah, it's going to be dead. Go ahead, wait on him.
I tell him, okay, go ahead, wait on him. I'll finish watching my shows and get my nails done. Go on, wait on him. Go ahead and wait on him. Because when he get there, they be waiting on your ass to come back alive.
Someone did a thing where they was like calling. They wanted to make calls to like, they did churches and then they did mosques. And they wanted to see like if I had a child and I needed baby formula, and who would give it to me? They called the churches. You know, the motherfuckers was, what do you think we are, a food bank? I'm like, yo, what? Yes.
Oh my god.
She was on recording. And the lady's like, oh, the other lady's like, no, we don't do that. You're gonna have to go somewhere else. And then as soon as they start calling the mosque, they're like, oh yeah, we can have it for you by 4 o'clock. And she's like, oh wait, but I'm not Muslim though. Oh no, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter, just come. We got you. Just come.
Wow.
Now if Christianity was more like that, you would have more people in the damn church. That's what Christianity fails to realize right now.
Wow, Kevin. Damn. It's like when these people had polio or cancer, or Tourette's or diabetes or inflammation, gout, and they go to these big stages, and they walk up in there on the stage, and the person tell them, oh, they point out in the crowd, and they say, this lady right here with this red dress on, and I know she can't see all that good, but come up on the stage. And they walk their ass up there on that stage, and you be like, well, what your name start with a J, don't it? And yeah, your name is Judy. And they say, well, Judy, I know you can't really see all that good, but I'm not gonna do it too hard, but let me just squeeze your face. And you look at this shit, what the fuck is he finna do? And when I can feel something. Number one, you ain't no doctor. Your hand ain't no machine. What you mean you feel something? I feel something in your eye, and it feel like it's a bump. Judy, you have headaches? Yes, I do have headaches, and you've been having these headaches for about what, 4 or 5 years, right? And Judy said, yeah, and the person that's a doctor and a damn preacher. Well, I'm about to heal you. I'm gonna say in the name of Jesus 40 times, and by the time I get to 30, them headaches is gonna go. No, by the time I get to 10, them headaches is gonna go away. When I get to 20, your vision gonna come back, but it's gonna be a little blurry. When I get to 30, your eyes gonna be able to open up a little wider. But when I get to 40, my God, you're gonna be able to walk. And then he hit 40. Judy started talking about, I can see. Then that person said, walk, Judy.